Hello, everyone, and welcome again to another edition of Maiangwa. I'm your host, Ben Maiangwa. Today is a special edition. I'm not by myself. I will soon be introducing the guest. The guest is someone that is very close to me. In fact, so close that he is my father. So recently, my parents celebrated their birthday on the 25th of July. In addition to that celebration, my dad also used that opportunity to present and to launch his memoir, The Village Man. It's a very striking title, The Village Man, and I will allow him in a moment to tell that story. But I'm very much proud of him at this stage of his life to have written a book and to leave us with a legacy. During his birthday celebration, he said that many times people celebrate their parents when they are not here, especially on funerals. We throw these lavish parties, whereas the person would have wanted a wonderful celebration while they are alive. So the slogan for their birthday celebration was celebrating life while alive. And so today we are celebrating with them, and especially congratulating my father, Brother Peter Maiangwa, on the publication of his memoir, The Village Man. So this session is an opportunity for him to tease out some of the elements of that book, as well as generally to tell us about his life, basically who he is, where he's coming from, and how far he has come from that point. One thing that has remained constant to me regarding my father is his presence. He's always been around. He's been there throughout the critical and even the uncritical moments of my life, journeying with me through elementary, secondary, university, and so on. Would always, take me to the park, leave me with a rosary, someone that took or takes his faith rather seriously. And so today I want to wish my parents a great year and many more memorable years, as well as enjoyable life together. They are also celebrating this year their 44th wedding anniversary. So many milestones for this young couple. And enjoy the story, and hopefully you also get the opportunity to read The Village Man once it is out online.
My name is Peter Ishaya Maiangwa. Some of my siblings call me Unguwa, which simply means boy. I was born in Lenak, Kamantan, and Ganchudom on the 20th of June, 1957, to the family of Mr. and Mrs. Maiangwa Angodo. I retired from the civil service of Kaduna State in the year 2011, February 28 precisely. That is about 12 years now or so. And since then, well, I went into keeping chickens as a joint venture with my darling wife. But with the coming of Buhari on board in 2015, it became very difficult for us to continue. Well, apart from keeping chickens, I do farming, and I am also into consultations. People consult me on administrative matters. And to be precise, I serve the church more in my retirement now.
Okay. So you, in this period of retirement, you managed to write a book titled The Village Man. I was wondering what inspired the book.
Certainly, I was just sitting and thinking about it. Is it not good that I have a lot of records in my archives? Can I not extend this in a summary of a book so that in my departure from this world, I know so many people cannot be able to reach out and check all those documents and reach to the area I would want them to reflect on me. So I felt I do it myself, and I thought it would be better be done by me. So I sat up and began to make research right from my period of birth, which I do not know, to the period my dad died when I was just 3 years old. So I said I'll take off. For those who do not know, for those who know, I'll remind them to know about me properly.
All right. So the title, The Village Man, was wondering, like, is there a reason why you have the title?
Yes, this title, many people will be wondering why The Village Man. When I was in primary 7, going into the secondary school, which was mission school then, so I had to go for an interview after passing my examination to the mission schools. The principal of St. Mary's, Father Nkeje then, was the chief interviewer. After all the interview, he checked my file and saw that I didn't make a choice of Father Nkeje as one of my choices for secondary school. My choices were St. John's, Kaduna, St. Andrews, Zaria. He then asked me why did I not choose Father Nkeje. I said, well, I'm a village boy and I would love to experience city life. So I cannot be from the village and go to school in the village. Well, what he told me then baffled me, but it was funny. He said, I will remain a village boy. So it is. That is what actually prompted me.
Wow.
As we go along, you will see how it unveiled itself of the village man.
All right. So another thing I would love to know is that your father was Maiangwa, and he was at a point Maiangwa in your village, in your community. The name Maiangwa, was wondering, was it a coincidence, the name, that he was Maiangwa and then he was also given a title of Maiangwa?
I was deliberate about using Maiangwa because his name didn't sound well for me and to the community. His original name from birth is Jech. The first place, I do not even know how to spell Jech. But I knew the meaning of Jech, that is troublesome. So I said, how can I bear the name troublesome? And suddenly I realized he was a community leader, given the title by the Hausa rulers then, who gave him Maiangwa of a particular clan. So that was how I adopted that name Maiangwa for easy reference and for upliftment as the son of Maiangwa. Yes, my elder brother, certainly, he had a son that was of the same age with me. So at my early stage, I took it, he was my dad, and he treated me as so. I never felt, though I never knew the goodness of a dad, but I never felt that I never had a dad, because he was there providing for us, and my mom was there doing all the good things that I needed. I never knew he was not my dad, not until I went to register my name in the school. Those days, you take yourself to the school. No parents take you for registration. You go as a young man and you are interviewed, just one interview, just to make your right hand cross to your left ear. Once it touches, you are old enough to be in primary one. So I went the first time in 1964. It didn't go well with me. In 1965, I was registered and I gave his name as my name. Then I was bearing Ishaya. I said Ishaya John. And wow, after our results of the first, second, or third time, I cannot remember, they brought my document to him, though he was not good in reading, but somebody told him that I'm bearing his name as my dad. He said, no, you are not, we are brothers. I ran to my mom and said, how are we brothers with my dad? He said, no, he's your brother. You can imagine how I felt that day. I was sad. Then I said, who is my dad? I can't remember the explanation that was given to me because I was too young to keep that memory. That is it.
Wow, so he being your father, playing the role of your father all this while?
Yes.
For the most of your life. Did you at any point miss your own father because you never knew him?
I never knew him. There was no record about him apart from he was a Maiangwa and that he fell sick, was taken to his younger brother who was already in town in Zonkwa, and he was taken care of, but the illness got into him and they saw it clearly that he was not going to survive it. They brought him back home. A few days later, he died. All these were stories told to me.
Wow.
I cannot imagine his face, and there's no picture in the family, either him alone or a group picture to identify him as my dad.
Wow. You came close to joining SJS, that is St. Joseph Minor Seminary, and you would have become a priest because your mates, the likes of Father Peter Yakubu, were ordained around 1982 by Pope John Paul II. That's Leeds, now St. John Paul II. Now, do you have any regrets not being a priest today?
Even though I actually didn't know why I should go to St. Joseph Minor Seminary, but the story was that once you are in that seminary, you are deemed to become a priest. So we begin to admire it that we shall be priests if we go to that school. And with the admission gotten, everything was gotten for me to go for admission in SJS. But for the simple fact that with the Pope at ground, government institutions were cheaper for those who were coming from my type of background. So my parents, who were not even Catholics, did not bother whether I continue to go to St. Joseph Minor Seminary, no matter the cost. So they dived into taking me to St. Mary's, which later became government secondary school. I have no regret because I missed that, but I didn't miss another vocation. The vocation of marriage. I got married very early, before my colleagues were actually ordained priests. So I celebrated my 40th marriage, wedding anniversary, before they celebrated their 40th priestly ordination. So by the side, I think we are doing well wherever we found ourselves.
Yes, and I noticed that you are so passionate about St. John Paul II, because I think he was the person that ordained your supposed classmates if you were to become a priest. I don't know, is there anything you would have to say about that?
Certainly, the first thing was that he didn't ordain me But I was at the ordination of my so-called mates, and I felt as if it was extended to me without going to the altar. And that day was so great to me. And in fact, I got his picture. I made enlargements, kept one in the village, one in my house here in Kaduna. Anytime I'm in the village, I see his picture. Anytime I'm in my house here in Kaduna, I enjoy his picture. In fact, it was when the issue of removing pictures from Palo. And now if you go to the side of my bed, you will see his picture and that of the 12 apostles below it.
Wow.
So he's always by my side. And the day he became a saint, I say, no wonder I've been very close to you. So I believe you will continue to intercede for me, said Pope John II.
Wow, wow. Now, even though you didn't become a priest, you have all boys as children. So would you have loved to have any of them fulfill your dream of becoming a priest?
Well, I only had the passion of missionary upbringing. I thought it wise. And with the interest of my children, I assisted them to attend minor seminary. Two attended St. Joseph Minor Seminary, where I would have been school mates or whatever. Then one attended St. Charles Borromeo. Out of 4 of them, you see, I made an effort that 3, at least, out of the 3, one could become a priest. That was my feelings. But I was never into any of them, telling them that I would love you to be a priest. No. I allowed them to see it on themselves on whether to become a priest or not. But I was looking forward to, certainly.
Wow. Now you are 68 now, and for me, you look younger than what you than what your age is. I wouldn't know if there's any secrets behind this.
Well, you see, some places they say I look older than my age. When I say I'm 68, they say I look 70. Some also say it the way you say it. And most especially when I deliberately left my hair uncut. I left it to grow to a certain limit for a reason. People are now seeing me with my mates who are in town as if I'm older. But the secret of being young is, one, is to believe in your family. Believe in what your family gives you. Believe in what your wife does for you. And I make efforts not to have extra marital experiences anywhere. So I think one of the secrets is I eat more in my home. I do more of the things that are supposed to be done in my home. And I take them very moderate. Whatever I eat it moderate. Whatever I drink, I try to drink it moderate. As a married man, the blessing is peace that I've received from my wife. She's not a nagging woman. And to be sincere to you, to anybody, I can talk to the face of anybody, to her face. And since we got married in 1982, I can't remember anybody coming in between us to settle us on one thing or the other. Not that we don't have some problems within us, but we don't carry it to a third party. She doesn't, and I don't. So with that, it gives me a lot of comfort. Then another thing is the gift of children. When you spend money on children's education, that of food and other things is not counted, but education. And you are seeing the results, which of course I monitored from their nursery. I've told you once, and I still have their scripts. of nursery 1. How they began to write A, B, C, and so forth. So with that, they grew up and knew that somebody was actually looking upon them to be something someday. And to God be the glory. I think that they are the greatest peace that I have received. None of them gave me headache that I could not be able to tackle. And today, if I say all of them are on their own, I think I will not be missing words.